order to avoid doom scrolling using my phone too often while I'm on the move or while I'm at my house, I use a 3 notebook system. I always carry one of 3 notebooks with me, and each of them has a specific role. I have one notebook that I like to carry around that's just an all-purpose notebook. If I have a good idea, if I want to write down some thoughts, I want to write down about what I'm feeling at the moment and just get some thoughts out, or maybe plan the future, habit track, things along those guidelines, just an all-purpose notebook. I have a larger notebook that I usually keep in my house, but sometimes I bring it along with me. The next notebook I like to use is this gray one. This is one where I record and set aside time for specific experiments I'm trying to implement into my life. So I'm very big into using different experiments and testing out actions for a certain specific amount of time and seeing what results I get in my life. So let's say before I was trying to do 100 videos in a row for 100 days, and that was an experiment that I ran for 3 months, and it was extremely successful for me. I got my channel from about 50 followers to 15,000 followers in a short amount of time. This was a very powerful experiment, except it became, I felt like the quality was beginning to slip, and I wasn't so happy with some of the videos, and it just felt like something that I wasn't able to continue for the rest of my life. So now I'm doing a different experiment. For the next 3 months, I'm going to do 1 video a week and maybe sometimes a second video in those weeks. So, and I will do a specific habit or specific action for a certain amount of time. I will record all of my different findings from that experiment. So this is a book that's specifically for experiments. On the last page of the book, in the back, I'll record all the experiments that in the future I want to do. I'll try to run maybe no more than 5 experiments at a time, and it could be about working out. It can be maybe I want to go and stay in touch with my family, with my social circle, and call someone I hadn't spoken to in a while every single day. That's one of the experiments I'm running, and you want to check the internal data and the external data. How did this work for me? What are the metrics for it? And then internally, how did it feel while I was doing this experiment? So this is my experiment notebook. Lastly, I'll keep a pocket notebook with me whenever maybe I'm going out with friends or I'm on the move outside and I don't want to carry a bag or one of these 2 with me. I'll have a pocket notebook, and any thought that comes into my mind that I don't want to lose in the moment, I'll take out my pocket notebook, write down some notes. Maybe usually these are less fleshed out and more concise thinking, and I'll write in this little notebook just small notes of maybe a to-do list for the day or something short that I would forget later on, and that I can carry with me when I don't have a bag and I don't have one of these 2. So that's my 3 notebook system. One of them is a catch-all for everything. One of them is a pocket notebook that I can just take with me and write small notes of things that I'm scared of maybe later on forgetting. And lastly, a notebook that I treat like an experimental workbook where I do certain actions for a specific amount of time. Maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's a month, maybe it's a week. And I write my findings about those experiments, and then I can choose to change the experiment, stop the experiment, or just continue on with it later into the future. And I always check, how did I feel inside and what were the results of this experiment? That's my 3 notebook system. And this really allows me to stop looking at my phone. So instead of going to my phone, I can, okay, let me check up on the experiments. How am I doing with this? What can I write about those actions and what type of results they're giving me and how I feel about them inside this notebook? Or what can I write about any emotions that I'm going through that I need to work through, or decisions that I need to make, or future plans, or just ideas that I want to explore. I'll write that in this notebook. And then if I'm just walking around, a small notebook where I can write anything that comes to mind.